Hey, so again, it's been a while. I feel like I start off every video saying, hey, sorry, it's been months since I posted anything. But you know, that's just how I do this apparently. It is August 3rd, and today is the first day of YouTube's Booktubeathon. I have not done a thing in the world to do with Booktube. I have sort of been generally lurking around checking out Booktube recently because I do like to read books and I need a reason and some motivation to read more books. Life happens and you get caught up in stuff and you become a slow reader. I always used to just devour books when I was younger and have stopped, and I miss doing that. So this is my attempt to get back into it. In true Joanna fashion, I have decided to jump in completely into the deep end and not worry about any planning or anything like that. So again, today is the first day of Booktubeathon. I've never done Booktube before. I've never made a book video before, and I've never done a Booktubeathon. Any of it. I kind of did this when I did NaNoWriMo for the first time too. I learned what NaNoWriMo was on, I think, October 30th one year, so 2 days before it started, and just decided, why not? Let's do it. And I won that year. I wrote 50,000 words with having made no previous plans on how to do that or any kind of plot. That worked out pretty well, so I figure, why not try it again? I figure before I start reading, which I'm doing super late in the day, I've already lost over half of the first day, I'm gonna tell you what books I'm going to read for Booktubeathon 2015. There are 7 challenges. The first challenge is to read a book with blue on the cover. So this is my first book. It's the new Harper Lee Go Set a Watchman. I borrowed it from my mom. She wants it back because she's already read it and wants to read it again. So I've got to read this one really fast, and I figured this is a way to read it fast. It's also the longest book I'm gonna read, so I'm gonna do it first so that I can kind of pace myself for the rest of the week. The second challenge is to read a book by an author whose last name starts with the same first letter as your last name, and being that my last name starts with a V, it was hard for me to think of an author whose name also started with V, but I found this by Jules Verne. So the other thing that, because I'm doing this so last minute, I didn't have time to go find new books, so I basically just dug through my bookshelves and found stuff that I keep meaning to read and then never did, and Around the World in 80 Days is one of those. It's like a classic. Oh gosh, I probably bought this book 10 years ago and have never read it, and so this week, Jules Verne. Challenge number 3 is to read someone else's favorite book, and because my husband was handy, I was like, hey honey, what's your favorite book? And he's like, what do you mean favorite? Your favorite book, pick your favorite book. He was like, I don't know how to pick a favorite book, but he finally picked this one, Starship Troopers. He's read this over and over again. It's been taped back together. In fact, I don't even think this is his original copy. The 4th challenge is to read the most recent book you acquired. Well, I already finished the most recent book I acquired because I bought it to read on the airplane when I went to London a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna read the most recent book that I have acquired that I haven't read yet, which is this one called Ratscalibur. I picked it up at C2E2. It's an ARC, so it should be pretty cool. It's supposed to come out, oh, it came out in May, so apparently I totally missed the boat on this one. The next challenge is to read a book without putting it down, so I wanted to pick a short book, and I picked Henry James' The Turn of the Screw. I really like good ghost stories. This one is another classic ghost story. Again, I've had it for years, and you know, I think that it'll be pretty easy to sit and read in one go without putting it down. The 6th challenge is to read a book that you just really want to read. So this one I've had for a while. This is the first volume of Sandman by Neil Gaiman. It is a graphic novel, which is totally cool for Booktube, which I think is awesome. And I've had this one for a while. I have the first 4 volumes of Sandman. When they put out a box set, I bought the box and I was gonna buy them and read them because I've heard such good things about it and I love Neil Gaiman, so I thought it would be great. And then I never read them. So this week I'm going to read this one. The 7th challenge is just to read 7 books. So I picked another really short classic, The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, and it is so old. It still has my maiden name written in it, so I've had it at least a decade, and that's embarrassing that I have had this book that long and not read it. But that's the case with most of the books that I'm reading this week. I think it's a really great opportunity for me to actually just sit down and read stuff I've been meaning to read and knock them all off of the to-be-read list. That's it. I'm probably not going to do today's video challenge since I'm just making this video, and also I don't want to have to clean up all the books. Like, I don't want to have to line them up like dominoes and clean them up. So sorry, that's not going to happen. We'll see what tomorrow's video challenge is, and I'll probably do that instead. Wish me luck, and I will see you at the end of the week, and hopefully I will have read 7 books. Bye.